Welcome to the Gynergy Effect, where energy meets intention and transformation begins.
We're your hosts, Garin and Yesi, partners in life, love, and purpose.
Here to share the tools, truth, and stories that helped us build a life from the inside out.
Whether you're seeking deeper health, conscious relationships, or your next level of purpose,
you're in the right place. Welcome to another episode of the Gynergy Effect podcast. We're here today with both me, Garin, and my beautiful
Yesi,
and our incredible
Kaya Bear.
I don't know if you can see her on the screen, but she is here with us, and we are excited today. I'm excited to talk to you guys about a concept and a framework structure that we've been working on relentlessly, tirelessly, to bring it out to everybody. It's the evolution of Gynergy's product of day zero to take it to a whole nother level. And that's about
level 5 live. And I can personally attest that Garin has been working on this relentlessly. He wakes up at 3 a.m. and starts working on this. When I go to sleep at 9 or 10 p.m., he's still working on this. So it's been a lot of work and a lot of passion and heart that has been put into this.
Well, you know, this one of those things is on our journey, we get energized by things or gynergized, right? And I have a definite calling to fulfill, and I feel that responsibility. And I'm just blessed that I'm taking that journey with you because you just energize me and empower and
I'm grateful to be on this journey together.
Yeah. And that's part of level 5 life. And so level 5 life is it's about living the life you were born to live, not the life that through our conditioning of our environments tell us that we're supposed to live. Understanding what it is that our highest self is in these 5 different categories and living that to that standard of a level 5 life in those categories. Yeah. But if you don't ever live with intention and you don't understand what that is, how can you ever live it?
Exactly. Let's share what those 5 categories are. What makes a level 5 life? What are the categories that we're thinking about?
So the 5 categories, there's 4 of these pillars, right? You imagine that there's these pillars and they're all raised up. And I want to be clear about something when we talk about this. It's not that everyone has to be equal as far as the energy and the time that goes into each one, this perfect balance. I don't think that necessarily exists, but the level of intention behind each one in the way that you live absolutely matters. And so one of the pillars, if you are imagining these 4 columns that come up, is health and fitness. It's a great foundational pillar that goes up. And level 5 life is really understanding the nuances of it too. Not just, hey, I go to the gym, I work out, hey, I think I eat enough protein, I think I do this. It's actually understanding what is your blood work? What does that tell you? And how does that impact your nutrition requirements? What are the levels of protein that you need to get? What are the calorie intake towards what your goals are, right? And so understanding big picture, this is what I desire my health and fitness to be. And then working back.
So it's looking at other biomarkers to really optimize your health and fitness and find something that's appropriate for you.
Right.
Not just something that's general or cookie cutter.
Not just general and cookie cutter. Because I have conversations all the time around health and fitness. Yeah. And it's like, oh, I eat healthy. Okay, well, what does that mean exactly to you, eating healthy?
And what's optimal for one person is not optimal for another. It may be considered healthy, like, in normal standards and society standards, but is it really the healthiest for you?
Right. And do you understand where your food's coming from? Do you understand what it's being cooked with? Do you understand the macros that are in the food? Yeah. And that doesn't mean that you have to restrict yourself from everything, but being intentional and understanding it so you can make more calculated decisions around it makes a huge difference. And it's the same within the gym, right? Yeah. I mean, how many times do we show up into the gym and then we just kind of fall into a pattern of doing the same things that we've been conditioned to do?
Yeah, that we see on Instagram, or just really go to the gym without like a plan, just doing whatever you feel like doing that day.
Yeah. And that's like a level 2 life, right? Level 5 life is going to the gym with an understanding and an intention, what the results are that you desire to gain from it.
The plan and a clear goal, right?
Right. What the plan is, how many sets, reps, what movements, and what is the outcomes that I desire. And everybody's goal for vision for a level 5 life in that pillar may be different. It may not be as important, so you're not putting as much energy and effort into that one, but you still have the
some people want a
intention.
6-pack, some people don't, and that's okay, right?
Right. So that's one of the pillars, and we can dive a little bit more into it. The next pillar is relationships, right? And so we just had an episode about our weekly check-ins.
Yeah.
And relationships could be your partner, could be relationships with friends, family. And I always have this saying that I go through with people, this exercise of Mount Everest. Like you're on this hero's journey climbing up Mount Everest. Now, do you have somebody that's in front of you that's navigated that terrain before?
Like uplifting you,
That can help guide. Every hero's journey has that guide, whether it's Star Wars, Rocky, whatever it is, they have somebody in there that helps push them through that.
Yeah.
Then you have the people that you're taking that journey with, right? And so are you in alignment with those people that you're around? Are they moving in the same direction? And then sometimes we're carrying people up the mountain, people that don't really have a desire at all to be taking that journey. And if you set that backpack that you're carrying with them in it down, they're just going to be right where you set them. And they're good with that at that time.
So by putting that backpack on with those people, they're kind of weighting you down, right?
Weighting you down when you're
slowing
climbing
you down,
up
right?
Mount Everest. And that doesn't mean that there's not value in that relationship, but it means that tying your journey to people that aren't on the same pathway, if that's really important to you, you got to make that decision, but you might not make it to your destination there. And then you have people that you have the rope attached and they're on that mountain, but they're going down the mountain. They're not.
They're going in a different direction.
They're going in a different direction. And that doesn't, again, like who people are and where they are in life could mean very different things. I've been who I am, but at different points in my life, I've been at different places, right?
Yeah.
And so sometimes timing matters in relationships as well. So identifying this relationship was really positive at one point. Now we're going in very different directions. Do I want to keep feeding into that and making that decision? Because at the end of the day, we're the only ones that live our life, right? And so understanding your negotiables and non-negotiables in relationships.
Yeah, it's a reminder, relationships are a huge impact of like the quality of your life. They say the quality of your relationships determine the quality of the life that you will have, especially your closest relationships, romantic relationship, your closest group of friends and family.
So that goes to the romantic, because romantic is such a huge part. And part of that too is if you're single, attracting the person into your life that's in alignment, understanding where to position yourself, what your values are, and who you desire to become to attract that person, and what really is the value system that aligns there. And then putting in those places, if you're in a relationship, around intentional communication, being proactive, having those set date nights where you make sure each other are priorities, right? Like that's part of the relationship pillar. Then you go to your personal self-development pillar, right? Like what are your energy levels and your routines that you have? Do you wake up with intention? Like what are your thoughts when you wake up, right? What are your first actions when you wake up? Are you setting yourself up as your mornings being a foundation for your life so that you can build on top of that day, right? And if you don't start that day with intention, do you think you can show up at your best?
No.
So it's these incremental actions that we take that create, a profound impact. And that each day we have the opportunity, each morning. I always say, when your morning, when your day, when your life, right? So it's like start the morning right and put in these practices in play, whether it's reading, journaling, meditating, really being understanding of when your energy is at its best, when you can do deep focused work. And these are all things that in our Level 5 Life program that we dive into. And we're building AI. That's what's been taking a lot of time, is building a very customized AI that helps understand that and optimizes your energy and your scheduling that way. And then the fourth pillar, so we went through health and fitness, we went through relationships, we went through personal development, and then business and finance. So like wealth mastery, are you intentional about your finances? Are you intentional about your business, your career, your profession, whatever it is? Are you on growth or are you just stagnant? And if you're just stagnant, are you okay being there? And really identifying that. So that would be, the fourth pillar. And then the most important pillar in my view on everything. So you have those four kind of columns that go up, 2, 3, 4. They all sit on a foundation, right? Like this building sits on a foundation. The foundation is deep. It goes down in the ground and it holds everything else. And this pillar is really, once you have a full understanding, feeds into those other ones. And what is that pillar?
Legacy, service, impact, your why.
Yeah. And how does that interact with those other pillars?
So the foundational pillar of why, it's really your purpose, your why. So it really sets a tone for why you're doing everything else in the other across the board, right? What is the legacy you want to leave behind? How do you want to live your life? What does a good life mean to you? And that informs how you show up in the other pillars, in your health and fitness, in your relationships, in your business, and your wealth, and your personal development, right? There's always a deeper why of why you're doing things. And that's just kind of like the deeper why.
Yeah, so that's a good question, right? So like in your life, how well do you know the why behind your actions that you're taking? And are we just living our life on autopilot, living the same day over and over again, or living somebody else's life? Or are we taking ownership of our time, of our actions, of our energy?
So huge focus of Level 5 Life is really understanding what really drives you, what that why is.
And service is a huge part of that. I mean, our big mission in Gynergy, I talk about it all the time. Next 10 years is to build 1,000 homes for families, like literally change families' life and their lineage by doing that. Families that live right now on dirt floors with, like basically like a cardboard structure, that has no insulation, no running water, no electricity, and you get to go make such an impact. So 1,000 lives, 100 learning centers.
Yeah, and services, that was shared mission is what brought us together.
Yeah.
We had that shared mission from the very beginning, and I think that's part of the reason why we had such a strong foundation from the very start of our relationships, because we had a common why, which was of service, service to others.
And when you live a life that's bigger than yourself and you understand your why, then everything else becomes very easy.
Yeah, decisions become easier, right? Because you know why you're doing the things that you're doing.
Going through some of the pain points, some of the hard times, some of the mud that you're running through that become very tiring, become frustrating, and at times can create frustration between two people. But understanding the mission and the reason, what type of impact has that created in our relationship?
Huge impact. Yeah, this is, like I explained, this is like what brought us close together from the very beginning was the shared mission of giving back. And seeing each other in that light makes us bond even closer.
Yeah.
And it helps us as we're, navigating conflict and challenges together as a couple. We always go back to our why we're doing these things. It makes those challenges seem not as heavy. It makes them feel a little bit lighter. It make us feel more like a team because we know why we're doing the things that we're doing. What's our calling?
Yeah, and we're aligned in that.
We're aligned. Yeah.
So
And we're both on the journey together, and we're both aligned as to why we're doing it. So there may be moments of, that are heavy, that are uncomfortable, but we know gives us more strength and resilience to push through those moments and show up for each other even better.
Yeah. And that translates, that translates not just in a personal relationship from a romantic side. That same thing translates in business, in any friendships. Like what is a purpose? Like we should always be auditing that.
Yeah.
And doesn't mean that it's bad, right? Like, I just leaving Johnny, in the dust. But if Johnny wants to go over here and your mission is over here, you're probably not going to be able to invest as much time and energy and still get to where you're going. And as a human being, we have to align ourselves with people in a mirror that reflects the vision that we have for our life.
Right. And being surrounded by like-minded individuals will help amplify your mission even further.
Right. So a big part of level 5 life too is building community of like-minded people.
Yeah.
So you have the 5 pillars, being intentional about each one of those, developing a platform around it with AI in there that helps create those outcomes for you, with you, not for you, but with you. None of it's for, and then you have community, right? And community of like-minded people that are driving those outcomes. What difference does it make, like we just talked about, when you're taking a journey, you have people that are taking that journey alongside of you?
Having people that are taking the journey alongside of you not only strengthens the relationship you have with those people, it adds value to the purpose, right? If you're going through this journey with people who are on the same, have a similar missions or similar drive, you're going to push each other to push through different limits, maybe push yourself, push you outside of your comfort zones to elevate you and help amplify you at the end, help amplify your mission, right?
Have you seen a big impact in life when you have something in your mind and then you write it down or you put it on paper, and then how does that usually translate compared to not taking those actions?
Compared to not writing it down?
To not writing it down, to not being intentional.
For me, writing things down for me is, I'm very old school, but it's extremely powerful. I love to take notes. I love to journal. It's extremely powerful. It kind of like, it gives it a different level of intention, right? You're writing it down. It's like, okay, to me, I feel like it's official. Like it's happening. It's more concrete than just like thinking about it. It's an idea, but it's like.
So being intentional and getting it down. What about like vision boards and stuff like that? Have you seen that stuff come into fruition once you put that out there?
I love vision boards. I do a vision board every year. And it's crazy how much of the things that I put on my vision board actually like come to life. I feel like visualizing, and not only when you write it down, I think there's a level of visualization that happens, but when you have a vision board too with like the image, it allows you to like see it and feel it like in a different way than just writing it down. And once you can feel it, it's almost like your thoughts, at a subconscious level, your thoughts are sort of realigning to make that like come to reality.
Right.
So you're I'm
manifesting
like
it.
Yeah, manifest. No, I can't think of the word right now, but yeah, you're manifesting it.
Yeah, I mean it's
reprogramming your subconscious to like make that your thoughts and your actions aligned to make that a reality.
So that's a huge part that you just said, right? So like we get wired a certain way.
Yeah.
And we end up getting in these habit cycles, right? So something like we wake up, have the same thoughts, kind of take the same actions, and we just continue to see like these same results come in. But then you see somebody else, and it feels like when you watch them, things come to them very easily. It just flows. Or the opposite, where like there's just always this cloud, and there's this negative, right? And so the reason that things come to people very easily is because they're intentional about it.
Yeah.
They take the time to rewire their mind, and they have practices around that to then attract that into them, right? Because it's really crazy. It's documented over and over and over and over again. Is that the more that we align our thoughts, our vision, put those practices in place, the more the universe will provide that, or God will provide that into our lives. And it's just understanding exactly what it is that we desire out of life. And if we don't, and we're kind of back and forth, then the universe doesn't know what to provide for us. It's confused, right? If you're confused, it's confused, right? And so I always equate the analogy of, do you ever jump into your car and you're going to the grocery store and not have the grocery store not mapped out? Not know what time about that you're going to get there and what it is, what the intention is behind going, right? Just something simple like that. You map out, you get in your car, you know about how far it is, you have the directions to go there. Now, if you're going to go to the grocery store and you didn't map it out, but you're like, I'm just going to start driving. Yeah. And when I get there, what do you think the difference is going to be?
you're not gonna get to the grocery store.
Maybe not the one that you want to get
Or
to,
maybe a different one. Yeah.
and maybe not in the time frame,
Yeah.
right? So it's like we in everyday actions we take that same intention because it's silly, would be silly not to, but we don't do it in the things that matter the most. And how often do you make a vision board or your goals for the year? And then how often do you actually like revisit that? Like I know we do more often than most people.
Yeah. I
but-
do it throughout the year multiple times. I don't know if you're asking me or just in general.
No, I'm
Like-
just I'm asking
like-
you like how often everybody has a New Year resolution,
Yeah.
but are you still looking at your New Year resolution? Is it still top of mind, and do you still have that intention, or did you put it away and then you just go back to the same actions? So level 5 life is really about being intentional.
Yeah.
About the different pillars of life.
Yeah.
Building that community through service, purpose, why. And it's not anything that we're, you know.
And why? Let's talk about the significance of a level 5. Why not a level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4? What is the significance between the level 5 life?
Well, level 5 is not for everybody either, right? Like, I just want to be clear about that. Level 5 life is not for everybody. Like, if you're somebody that, you know, enjoys sitting on the couch and, you know, just wants to watch TV or just wants to kind of skate through life and be good where you are and be comfortable.
Yeah.
And like that resonates with you, then
what kind of life would you say? That's a level 1 or 2?
yeah, it's like a level 2 life, level 3 maybe, like depending on where you're at.
Probably level 1 is probably more like survival mode, right? Level 2 is like you're maybe not surviving, you're getting by, but you're comfortable. You're not really challenging yourself.
You're not outside of your growth at all. Like with everything, right? When you're growing up, you're learning how to walk. First you crawl, and then you start walking, you fall over, and you get back up, and you continue to grow, and you know. So once you stop, like the journey of reading, you know, stop the journey of getting out and trying new things or getting better at things, and that's stagnant.
Yeah. Okay. So that's more like a level 2. You're just comfortable. But level 3, level 4, what is that? Maybe you're achieving success, maybe in certain areas, maybe in business, but you're still feeling like a
level 3 might look like a level 5 to other people.
Yeah, from the outside it could look like a level 5, right?
From the outside it looks like, hey, but in the inside when you wake up, you have no idea what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, you feel fulfilled. You feel like you know, no sense of purpose, no clarity as to your why.
And there could be part of it, like maybe one of those pillars or two of those pillars, you're very much in alignment and you're crushing.
Yeah.
Maybe you're, and we see this a lot. We have a lot of people that we work with that the business is the foundational piece for them. That's where they drive, even though some of their actions aren't in alignment with that. The problem is sometimes the business piece enables these other bad behaviors or behaviors that are in alignment, right? Because it has its own entity or energy. But this is what people judge their success on. But they're just not in alignment from a human being and a personal standard, what their negotiables, non-negotiables are.
The relationships are,
or their relationships, right?
Yeah.
They in and out of relationships.
Or their health and fitness.
There's a cycle that happens, or they wake up, you know, not being able to do what they want, when they want, how they want physically.
Yeah.
Right? And their health is declining.
Yeah.
You know? And so that would be.
So there's like level 3, there's achievement, but there's no deep fulfillment. And maybe the achievement in some areas, but not the others.
Right. Not being intentional. And like I said, not all pillars are going to invest the same amount of time into or energy into, but you all invest the same amount of intention into.
Yeah. What about a level 4? Level 4, so you're achieving success. Maybe there's some, like you're also influencing others, but maybe they're just still missing like a deeper why.
Well, also, it could be you're influencing others and you're locked in, but there's part of you that just doesn't feel fulfilled.
Yeah.
Right? There's part of you that questions, you know, what you're doing and why you're doing it. And you're not fully in alignment with who you truly are.
Yeah. Maybe you're living out of integrity in some areas, right?
Right. Could be living out of integrity, and they'll bounce between a 3 and a 4, right?
Yeah.
But level 4 can look, I mean, there's some incredible people that are living level 4 lives, right? And that is, you're pretty dialed in.
Yeah.
But you just don't feel like this is your purpose.
Yeah.
You feel like, you're leading people maybe, but the things you're saying and how you're feeling don't always
Yeah.
line up. And that probably bothers you when you're at that point. And you don't necessarily know why or how to shift that. And sometimes that's a painful place to be, and it's a high risk place to be.
Yeah.
Because when you are locked in different areas and you look at that piece can end up being this part that starts eroding at us. And then these little habits start coming into play. And that's why, or it can go the other way, where then we start becoming more intentional. We understand that base foundational piece that we talked about, which is the pillar 5, which to me is the most important pillar of our whole framework, and that's legacy. Understanding very clearly what is the legacy and the purpose that you are leaving on this earth, and what do you want to be remembered by, and how are you being intentional? Like part of what we do is our obituary.
Yeah. So it sounds like level 5 life is the achievement, the success, the influence, but also the significance. Like the why.
The why. That's because you could have the other 4 pillars dialed in, but not have your service, your that significance aspect of it, what your legacy is. And like a lot of us, we can make a lot of money doing stuff that's doesn't have any purpose, doesn't make any impact, and it leaves us not feeling, good. And
I mean, it could have some impact, maybe indirect impact, but maybe you're not feeling a direct impact of the fulfillment from it. Right?
So understanding what it is out of life that we really desire, and are our actions in alignment, and then creating that. And different people are built different, right? Like I said, what we're doing is not for everybody.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that like it's not going to resonate with. And as much as like I want to try to help everybody, I can't do that, right? Like the more that you invest in trying to help people that don't want that, their desire, that level, it just becomes like it's the Mount Everest analogy.
And there's some people that are okay going through life alone, right? It's not for them. Like life is really not meant to be alone, but some people may be comfortable being more isolated and not being in community. So this is more for people who want to be in a community of people who are really striving to live a life of significance.
Right. And being alone, you don't mean just in a relationship. You mean just in a community, right? And so people can be single, and that's okay. Like that relationship with yourself is so important. Yeah. And I would strongly recommend is that be on point before you go attract the person into your life. And you're not going to attract the person into your life that's going to be in alignment with living a level 5 life unless you've done that work yourself.
Yeah. It's all about working on the relationship with yourself first.
Right. And that's what Date Zero is really all about, right? So that is a big part of, the mission is to get people in alignment and do it together, bring people down to Mexico, build these homes, and they'll go to the orphanages, connect in a deeper level. And
it's a mission that's very dear and close to our hearts. And
and if that resonates with you, reach out to us, and see if there's some gynergy there, if it makes sense, right? But if it doesn't, that's okay. I used to have a really hard time with rejection around because I put so much energy and time into it.
I feel like sometimes you still do. Work in progress, I would say.
I do because I see it for other people, right? Yeah. Like I see so clearly like how the impact if they live their life. Like they have it's not even about, they have this ability, this incredibleness inside of them. Yeah. And I just want to see that fed and unlocked and like driven to the point, and they have a little bit of self-doubt that holds them back. And being able to kick through that, and if I can help people kick through that, that's where I get my fulfillment. Yeah. And so sometimes I'll have conversations with people, and I'm like, yeah, let's go. But what I found is the more you try to force by pushing, the more resistance. What you resist persists. The more that you try to push, that's why you attract. So. That is a shift.
Attract and pursue, but not chase, and knowing the difference.
Attract and pursue, but not chase. It's a big difference, right? So that's a good lesson for me all the areas, because sometimes, as a man or as a high performer, a woman, whatever, like we go out and we chase the outcomes. We like grab onto it and we try to squeeze in. The more we squeeze, the more we see it slips away. And so that's part of this whole thing too. Is
a little bit of surrender and trusting the process, right?
Surrender, live in abundance, and have a framework around that.
What are the next steps if someone's interested in learning more about Level 5 Life?
Well, one, if you're interested, you can DM us, on Instagram at Garin Heslop or YesiFit _ or the Gynergy Effect, and just type in Level 5 Life, and we'll connect with you. And it's not a program that everybody can be a part of, or like it really. We want people that desire the outcomes, because it's a thing that we all take together.
It's a collective, right? Everybody's feeding off everybody's energy. So
super important.
A person's energy is intentional. It adds to the group.
Right. But if this resonated with you, reach out to us on there, and we could send you guys more information. But I'm just super grateful to spend this time on the podcast and have you guys really hear what we're working on, because I'm so excited about it. I just know the impact it's going to create, and it's on all levels, right? So
Level 5 living.
Level 5 living. Step into the life you were born to live, New way of living. Let's go Level 5. A few taglines I'm working on with it. So. All right. Well, we appreciate you guys joining us. If you like this episode, please like, share, comment, and also hit us with the Level 5 on IG. And we will see you next week on the Gynergy Effect podcast. I'm Garin.
And I'm Yesi.
And we're grateful for you.
If this episode spoke to your soul,
share it with someone you love, and tag us at the Gynergy Effect. We'd love to connect.
And remember, your energy is your power. Use it with intention.